But that's weird when people give you a gift. Like, has anyone ever done this? Here, I'll give you this painting. I'll put this over your couch. No. You can't redecorate. You can give me a present, but you can't tell me what to do with it.
I've given paintings and I've gotten paintings and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And but I always want to say, have you hung that up yet? Have you found a place for it? And I try not to.
Well, you gave me 3 paintings that are just hideous, just terrible.
They're not bad.
Not bad is not what I want for my wall, for my collection. So I said to my wife, well, let's just throw them in the fucking shitter. And she's like, no, we can't do that. So we now have them on the hallway on the way to the bathroom, tucked away as much as we possibly can.
The hallway, the least seen place in any sort of home.
All right, wait.
Because you're always traveling through the hallway. You don't spend any time in it.
All right, but let me just say this. Earl, you know I have paintings from some well-known people, okay? I'm not saying I'm a great collector, but I have some nice small pieces that mean something to me. I'll just say minor works by major artists. Doesn't matter what they're worth. It gives me a little bit of pleasure when I look at them. So Fez knows this about me. So he says, I'm going to get Ron paintings. He gets paintings by his friend he fucking went to high school with.
They're good.
Some pictures of fucking New York.
She has an art degree now.
And I'm like, I open them up and I'm like, oh, who is this? And, he's like, oh, this is my friend. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks. So I set him down. Well, he tries to put them up on the wall. What about here? And I'm like, well, just put it down. I'll, deal with it later. Very, very uncomfortable.
I would have helped you put them up. I could see them in your home instantly in my mind.
I know, but this is what I want to get through to you. It's a very personal thing.
Right.
How I feel with my art. You gave me something that doesn't fucking go with it. It's a completely different style. Amateur is not something that I normally have. And then you expect it to adorn my home. I'm just saying, I know you have problems giving gifts, and you think you're the big Christmas gift giver.
I think I'm pretty good.
You're really not. And every time you give something, it becomes a burden. I really want you to do this.
What?
Either give me money or just stop this. Or even a gift certificate. Which I hate. It means it's money that you can only spend at one store. That fucking even annoys me when he does that. Did you pay this friend of yours?
No.
Why do you want me to have free amateur paintings?
I thought you would like these. I thought it was something that would look nice in your home.
They don't. Anyway, because of the way my chick feels about you, because you're the nicest person alive.
Thank you.
I have to ruin a hallway with it. And it's really a problem.
Does it really stand out, too?
I try to not to. I'll tell you this. The rest of my paintings have light shining on them that a decorator taught me how to do. His are kept in the dark. And if the kids ever put the hallway light on there, they get fucking screamed at. I go, you walk down that hall in the dark.
It's not like they're photos of dead bodies or something where you have to look away from them.
They don't match, Fez. It doesn't go. It's a problem.
Where do you live? You live in New York. What are they pictures of?
I know that you think you're being funny now.
Scenes of New York.
But I'm trying to be open with you to say this gift thing of yours, it's either got to stop or get way better. I don't know whether you got to hire somebody to help you pick out gifts. But every time you give a gift, it becomes a problem.
I'm the person people should hire to figure out the great gift.
But, see, you're not even paying attention to me, or you think it's a joke for the show. I'm telling you. I'm begging you to please stop it. And I'd love to get these things out of my hall, and I'd like you to tell my chick that it's okay and that your feelings won't be hurt. Terry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I was always wondering why you always give Fez such a hard time about cussing.
Well, I don't think the show needs to work blue. I understand the fact that we're on XM radio. I don't think he needs to lower himself to that kind of language.
Oh, I understand. I'm glad to hear that Anthony came on the show today because, you know, y'all are like my two favorite shows. I really don't even listen to talk radio, but I drive all the time, and, you know, I listen to both of you guys like nonstop, and I'm glad to hear y'all trying to work things out.
Well, Anthony, to me, Anthony and I have nothing to do with this. You know, man, I feel the same way about what's ever going on. I have no gripes towards Norton, certainly no gripes towards Opie. I'm not part of this. I'm not forcing people to take a vacation.
Well, it's not a vacation, first of all. It's a suspension. Even though it's probably more than I'm sure management even wants me saying. But I think it proved exactly who's going to be here next week. I am. I'll be here with you doing the show. Opie and Norton will be taking some time off to think about what they did.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I just hoping that Earl didn't hang the pictures in your hallway for you. That'd make you even worse.
Earl, do you know what I'm going here? Because, like me, you're an art lover.
Yes, I enjoy fine art like you do.
Now, would it bother you if someone gave you something to put on your walls that was an amateur piece of some New York landscape? It fucking looks like paint by numbers. And then expect it to go up on the wall.
I mean, it's that bad.
It's not that it's not
It's not
that
bad. It's just compared to what you
but
have.
I do have some name artists, and I'm not bragging. I'm not, you know, I don't have major works. They're minor works. There's something I like. But for somebody to say, here, hang this on your wall who doesn't know you and know your taste and know how you feel about this, I think it's asking a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely asking a lot. It would put you in a really awkward position because...
I think any of those things, I even think when people give you clothes, like here's a shirt, put it on, that's asking a lot for a person to do.
Oh, I disagree. I don't think so. I think that's like, all right, I've seen you, I'm friends with you, here's a shirt I think you would like.
But what about the fact that when you're wrong, like you were with this art? Like you, with your gift-giving abilities, you are wrong close to 100% of the time.
I don't think that's even close. I think I really listen to people, and I think I know what they like.
Have you listened to me?
Well, I didn't realize the paintings were a problem till today.
Do you get it now, though?
Well, I understand what you're saying.
Do you get that every gift that you've given me is blown up on the launch pad?
Then I need to look harder.
No. You don't need to look harder. You need to either give cash or stop with the gifts. You do not know how to shop for me. I'm going to go out on a limb for this. I don't think you know how to shop for anyone. I'm going to speak for your parents. Here's what he does to his parents. And he's done this. He gives them a cruise ship. These people are now forced to take a vacation from work, get on a boat, and go riding places they didn't want to go. You know, and now I know he spent a lot of money on it, but you're asking people to change their life because you had an idea.
How is a trip to Europe a bad gift?
If you didn't want to go at that time. And your father called me and said...
What?
Well, you know, I told you about this before, too. Your father called me and he goes, is there any way for us to get out of this? He goes, we're not at the age where we want to go bouncing around from country to country in Europe. What do I know of Europe? I want to be around my home. And I'm like, I told, you know, and we went back and forth. These people, your parents, saints, your mother's a saint.
Oh, please.
Got on a plane, flew to like London, got on a boat, and ended up going towards Russia. There had to be behind an icebreaker because it was like winter that he planned this. I get a call from over there. Ron, I want to get on. This is his father says to me, I want to fly back, he's saying. I go, just do it. And they didn't have the balls to tell him. And I've talked about this with your brothers and sisters before.
Why are you talking to my family about these things?
I'll tell you this, I didn't call anybody. But you have a way of giving gifts that are, I know they're expensive.
Right?
They're inappropriate. They're in bad taste.
A lot of thought goes into my gift giving.
But do you think of others?
Yes. I think, yes, my mother would love to see Europe.
She wasn't. She wants to stay at home. She certainly didn't want to go to Europe in the winter behind a fucking icebreaker on her way to Soviet Russia.
They didn't even get to go to Russia because the ice was too thick. They had to turn back.
I got a ship-to-shore call from his dad, literally wondering if he could get off in, like, Oslo and catch a plane back. Would that be a problem?
I wish he would have called me.
I'm sure he did. You're not hearing what your friends and family are telling you.
They told me they had a good time. They didn't take any pictures for some reason, but they told me they had a good time.
Who can take pictures while you're seasick? You're in your late 60s hanging off a goddamn tin bucket in the middle of the North Sea throwing up. The last thing you want to do is a shot to remember that, or you'd make them hanging up in the hallway.
Well, it's still August. I have until December to figure some good stuff out. And I will put the thought into it.
Here's the thought. I'm going to tell you what I really want more than anything else in the world.
What?
$2,300.
$2,300?
Yes. Is that too much? Give me $1,750.
Seems like a lot.
I think. Well, tell me what you would be willing to spend on a present for me.
I don't want to see the price.
There's
isn't
a
part of it.
There's a ballpark price.
$1,500 I would spend on a nice gift for you.
I'm going to do something nice for you. Give me $1,395 in cash. Save yourself $105. Let me go out and spend that the way I'd like to.
But if you told me what you like, I could get you the thing with the $1,300.
I did tell you what I like. I like a stack of fucking tens that go right up to $1,395.
Oh, that's no gift.
It is a gift.
That's not.
It's a gift that doesn't suck. Cash. Steve, you're on Run and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, trying to get over, buys me season tickets to the Buffalo Bills. I'm a big Bills fan, born and raised in Buffalo.
Right.
Problem is, I live 3 hours away from Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck am I going to do with these season tickets now? I can't not appreciate it. She's, trying to give me a nice gift.
Have you given me presents that mean that I need to travel more than 3 hours away?
Yes, I have.
Did I tell you this is insane?
Yes, you did.
And yet it doesn't get to him. He gives me, when we were living in D.C., he's given me presents for bad shows on Broadway, which means in the winter, and he had a certain date set for it, I would have had to travel through the snow from D.C. to New York, get a hotel room, sit through some shitty show, and then drive all the way back to D.C. the next day.
Well, I was trying to pick a date that was close to Christmas, so it seemed like an actual Christmas gift.
Do you realize that maybe what I would like to do on a weekend is watch TV or not be forced into something that was 3.5 hours away? Probably 5.5 hours, come to think of it with traffic.
So you're saying you want a TV?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a TV. Give me a flat screen.
Well, I can't give it to you if you know what you're getting. That takes all the fun out of it.
A flat screen would be great. Oh, it just drives me nuts. Robert, you're on Run and Fez.
Yeah, Fezzy.
Yeah, buddy.
Sounds like you've surrounded yourself with ungrateful people. You need to just quit buying them stuff.
Thank you.
The next time that you feel like buying one of them something really nice, buy yourself something and think of them.
I love that. Robert, that is what I'm telling him. And that's what his family is telling him. His friends and his family want to stop with the bad gifts. The bad gifts have to stop.
I'm the best gift buyer there is out there. I really am. Because I will start around Labor Day. So that I'm not rushed, like last-minute Christmas shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm not rushed buying bad things, like, out of the drugstore. A water pick or something.
So you think that you give good gifts because you start early and work hard at it?
I work hard at it, and I start early so I can put plenty of thought into it.
Do you realize that if you decided to write an opera, you could start early, work all day, work for 3 years, and your opera would probably sound like shit, right? And no one would go, well, he worked really hard on it, so we as reviewers should sit through this. I can only tell you that the people who tell you whether you have a skill or not are the people who judge you. In this case, the people, myself, your family, are tired with your extravagant, well-meaning, awful gifts.
I think maybe I've had a couple misses here and there, a Christmas or two. But I don't think it's nearly as bad as you're saying it is.
John, you're on Ron and Fez. John, go ahead, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, the worst gift in the world, a pet, a lifetime of work and responsibility.
That is basically true. That you could give somebody a pet, Fez, and it might look cute, it might be nice, but they are now forced to live with this thing.
Yeah, I did that 2 years ago.
To who?
My sister.
Uh-huh.
Gave her a Yorkie puppy.
Now, the reason why I brought that up is because guess what call I got from your sister?
Bitching about the dog?
She did not want to take care of a Yorkie puppy. And here's another thing I'd like to get back to you. Your family's complaints about you, stop sending them my way. Be more open so I don't have to get calls.
Oh, there will be a discussion about calling Mr. Bennington.
Good.
Trust me on that one. That'll be your gift.
Thank you.
Because I'm going to start nipping some things in the bud.
I get 2 calls from your family. Number 1, can you do something about bad gifts? Number 2, why can't he find someone? Is he really?
Don't take either call, Ron.
Sean, you're on Run a Fez.
Hey, fellas.
Call block.
Yeah.
Fez, you're being selfish here, man.
How am I being selfish? I'm the one giving the gifts.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but trust me. Giving the gifts to people is something you're doing to feel good about yourself.
Yes, it makes me feel great.
So it's about you. You got to give gifts to people and not be about you. It's got to be about them.
Yes.
You don't know where the line is.
Well,
when you give them something as a burden, you don't see it because you feel so good about your act. You forgetting that this isn't about you; it's about them.
Well, I'm not buying things for people that I think I would like.
But doesn't it make you feel good when you give them something?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It doesn't make us feel good to get it.
It doesn't make them feel good to get it, exactly. It's not
we
about
hate
you. It's about them. If they hate it, you got to listen to that.
So you people would feel good not getting anything. Like I just forgot the holiday.
I told you what you could give. Something that I would love, your family would love, money to go out and get something we like. Your mom said to me that every time you give a present, it's like a punch in the stomach. And apparently you forced her through some party that she didn't even want to be involved in. With some guy bringing up porn names. This has got to stop.
Okay, that was their 50th wedding anniversary party, and that was going lovely. She was having a great time.
She wasn't, Fez. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking.
It's bad. Look at Earl. Earl, tell him.
Bad.
It's bad. We want you to know this little thing.
Well, I sit here shocked today.
I know.
I sit here in amazement that people don't like gifts. I mean, I hear, bah humbug, but this is still August.
It's everything. I want those fucking paintings down out of my hallway. I don't want to have retard paintings hanging up. We got to take a break, Fez.
It wasn't a retard that painted. She's running for state office.
What state?
Florida.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
Ron and Fez Show. Friday. Hey, Big Chris, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, Mr. B, how you doing today?
I'm cool in the gang.
Sweet. You know, the other day, the Reds program got me thinking, has Sheepy ever given you a shitty gift?
Sheepy is a fine young broadcaster. This is a guy I call the Young Fez. And no, I have to tell you the truth. The kid's only giving me great stuff.
I can't imagine Sheepy's picking out nicer stuff for you than me. Things that you would like more than I gave you.
You know what's interesting is that he's just burned DVDs for me. He's burned CDs and stuff that he likes. I end up viewing it, and then we end up discussing again later. There's something about that Sheepy that's just fantastic.